Okay, making my way up here to these old drift mines that's in a completely overgrown section. And this is just a little sample of what it looks like trying to get up here during the summer months. And going up here to see these drift mines that date back to the late 1890s, early 1900s. And they're probably one of the last fine examples of red ore drift mines, probably in existence in this area. So, but this is just a little taste of what it looks like to get to some of these mine sites in the summer months. It's not really recommended. Okay, just entering first section. Rough. I mean, rough getting up here. I've not been back to this site in some years, so really surprised at the level of overgrowth even in the summertime. But this is a ore outcrop right here where they back in the 1890s where they did what's called open ore mining. And you've got a couple of different seams here. You got the big seam, and what's got the Irondale seam is down below. There are a series of drift mines down lower. They went after two different seams. There's drift mines on either side, and those going up there were closed. But these, to my knowledge, were the only ones that were left open. So it's probably the last best example of red ore drift mining to be found. So just got to get through all this stuff and get up there to the first series. I have no idea what these look like. I've not been up here in quite a few years, so I was pretty shocked to see the level of overgrowth. Okay, start making my way on up. Okay, coming up here to the first series of lower drift mines. Can't even see with all this overgrowth, but just beyond that tree right there and that lip, that was the incline tramway bed. And there used to be a huge wooden loading dock down there. So the rail cars would come in on a spur, and they would drop off a few empty rail cars, open rail cars, for the extracted ore mine. But going all the way up this mountain here, there's a series of drift mines, and they all connected to the incline tramway. And there used to be what was called a self-acting tipple, whereas the miners would push the carts out, push them over to the self-acting tipple, and then dump them, or they would take the mine carts out and then push them onto this platform, which was built at an angle to handle two mine cars going up and down. It's kind of hard to explain, man. It's ingenious what they did. It required no electricity. This was all done on the weight of the cars, and all the way at the top, they had a hoist operator that operated the cables on a sheave pillar. So the steel hoist cables were over 1,000 feet long. So anyway, this is the first of a series of drift mines going all the way up. Now, back in the day, not really sure you could actually go in some of the drift mines and work your way all the way up to the top by staying inside, by coming up through what they called upstarts or breakthroughs. So this is the first one right here. So been quite a few years since I've been up here to even look at these again. So and they'll continue all the way up, but that's the first one right there. Okay, this one is closed off. You can drop down in there, but that's about as far as you can go. The interior of the drift is caved in. I don't remember that, so that may have fallen who knows when, but definitely not when I was here. But anyway, this is just the first in a series going all the way up the mountain, and you can just follow this huge cut going all the way up. So that's what I'm going to do. I tell you, it's so dark, such triple canopy coverage, that you got to use a light outside. But this is another one, and this one's blocked off. You can go in there and look around, but this one's blocked off, and you can see how much they cut. And this is what they call the big seam of red ore. So keep making your way on up. It's not easy, because to stay parallel with this, you've got to just do some serious climbing, and this is some really bad overgrowth. So, but this is just another example of a red ore drift mine from the late 1880s, early 1890s. Okay, just proceeding a little further up. This is a lot worse than I anticipated. There's trees everywhere that have fallen down, along with serious overgrowth. But this is another one which, if I remember, you might be able to get access into this one. And I think if I remember, if you do, this is where you stay inside, and you can work your way all the way up to the top, about a good 900 feet, staying on the inside. So I may go ahead and give this one a shot. So, okay, super hot and muggy this morning. Okay, fixing to go in this one. One of the things you got to be always careful about going in some of these mines is, in some areas there could be wild hogs, there could be coyotes, foxes, and in the summer months, rattlesnakes, copperheads. So you always got to keep a clear mind that when you're going into one of these things, there could already be something in there. So hopefully there's not. I haven't been in here, like I said, in quite a few years, so just see what it looks like. Hopefully it'll be a little bit cooler. Yeah, I think this is it. So, not really sure about the geological significance of, I think somebody told me at one time this was called leaching of the red ore. So that's why it kind of looks white, like limestone. But this is what the miners did. They drove straight through this big seam all the way clear to the outside. And they connected all the drift mines with upstarts. So that's what it looks like looking back out. So, and this actually proceeds down to another one. I think, if I'm right, yeah, that one's caved in down there. But this one should go straight on up into the next level. So it's kind of a interesting look to it, you know, with the white leaching. Kind of looks like what they did with, you know, coal mines when they threw the lime dust on the coal mine walls, you know, to keep the coal dust down. But anyway, this should head on back to the outside. I'm not really sure what the condition of it is. But anyway, we'll just proceed on up this way. Okay, we just came up through this passageway, this upstart. You gotta take off your backpack and you gotta crawl through this, and it might seem kind of insane when there's another opening right there. But try to stay inside these drift mines going on up. But this right here is another passageway right there. So can't remember where the next upstart is, so we'll just head on down this way and see where it takes me. Another upstart right there. Okay, there's another upstart right there heading to the lower level, and you can see the remains of where the cross ties were for the tramway rails right here. Those little humps, that's where the wooden cross ties were. And got another one heading right up in there. May choose to go on this one here in a minute. Okay, it looks like it may be blocked up ahead. All right. Okay. So head on up through this break right there. At least I got some breeze coming in. It's cooler. So, alright. And we'll try to get through that. Okay, just came up to another level. You can see the outside right there. And you can see the remains of the tramway rails, the cross ties I mean. We've got another upstart going up this way. And the daylight back there, it will go out to the back side of the ridge line this is located on the side. So, but we're not going to go out that way. We're going to go up this way. Okay. In this upstart right here, heading on up, and they didn't make it easy. So you got to get up there. You got to take off your backpack and everything, put it ahead of you, and you got to crawl through that hole. So, got to crawl through right there. Oh man, good breeze. Good breeze. Okay, we'll try to get through this. Okay, just came up through that passageway here, crawled through this hole, and there's that daylight up there. See, that'll take you up. We're still going up the side of the mountain here, so and you've got another passageway right there, I'm not sure if that's blocked or not. I can't remember. Anyway, we'll check it out. Okay, we can go up through this section right here, and I can't remember what this looks like. Oh, that's right, you can head off in this direction. This is kind of like a Y. And let's see. There's a section of rail right there. So this is kind of like, it was kind of like an intersection. So let me get down and check a little bit more of this out. So this was the main haulage way in the drift mine, and these were some large upstarts, if you want to say, heading back over into there. And this was the main haulage way of this drift, and that is probably an 1890s, early 1900s section of tramway rail there. Very rare to see those in these type of mines. But anyway, this comes up to another section. It's kind of a maze back in here, right there, and at least you've got good headroom right here. And this leads directly to the outside. When they cut through this, what's called a finger, coming down the mountain, you get good air ventilation. You just cut right through the other side, because on the other side of this large finger running down the mountain, they were doing open ore mining here as well. So that would be just what's called a little stope or a cutout. And this would take you directly outside. Okay, we're gonna continue on heading around in this direction, and this is actually a huge open area here. This actually leads into another drift mine haulage way here, and you can see those are where the mine cart cross ties were, right there. And I just kind of worked this whole area because this was part of the ore seam right here. So, all right, I can't remember if I can get further up from here. May not be able to. I've come up about a good 700 feet, so really don't know. Wow, that is completely new. Wow, all that's caved in. Used to be able to, there was another upstart through here, so like I said, it's been some years since coming in here, but this may be the last of it right here. That's a unique thing right there. You got a little upstart down at the lower level. Don't want to crawl through that. I'll walk around. So this may constitute the last of it. There were more levels further up, but they may be caved in. So this might be the last of it, because you should be able to go another 300 feet minimum through about 3 more of these levels. So, okay, well, we'll see what else there is. Okay, so checked out some of the other areas for another upstart. This was one right here. So you can head up through it, but as soon as you go through it, it's blocked. I took a peek up in there. So that might just go ahead and terminate it. It's a shame. Well, it's just what happens. So anyway, we'll be making our way on out through that little narrow opening right there. And you see that's a very little upstart right there. But make our way out through that little opening right there, and probably just call it for this trip. It was good to see again, though. It was fun. So terrible trying to get up here, though. Unbelievable overgrowth. So all right, I feel a little more maybe when I get outside. Okay, so just came out of that opening right there, and this is the one that's blocked up that keeps you from going higher. So should have been able to go about another 300 more feet, making somewhere around 850, 900 feet, staying inside the mines, going on up to the top, but that's as far as we're gonna go. And right here, that's the remains of an old rock retaining wall, and the tramway line would have met up with this mine out here and would have gone out to what's called the gravity plane or the incline plane system, where the little mine carts would have been shoved onto a platform. Hoist operator way at the top of the mountain, about 600 feet up, further from here, would have stopped it. And once they shoved those carts on, it would have lowered it all the way down to the loading platform, where some workers would have taken the mine carts off the platform, rolled them over to a self-acting tipple, dumped it over into an open rail cart underneath. So rail car, I mean. So, but anyway, this is the termination point of this little drift mine outing. So, but it's neat to see again after all these years. So. All right, now the long walk back down the mountain through this serious underbrush, so not recommended in the summer months.